Alrighty, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the Feed Me Pixels channel. I'm your host today, Larry the Chupacabra, and we're going to be going on a little adventure checking out the early access alpha for Skysaga, which is a voxel-based graphics game by Radiant Worlds and Smilegate, which is all about going on procedurally generated adventures to try and figure out what has happened to this shattered world filled with floating islands, kind of like that Castle in the Sky anime. So let me just get out of this photo-taking app that they've got inside of the game, so you can take sweet screenshots of stuff that you see along your adventures. And let's head on down to my little teleport portal here. We're currently on my little Sky Island. Everybody who plays Skysaga gets a series of islands. I actually have, like, 3 of them. I have a red forest one, I have a forest lair. Yes, I know I have updates, Adobe, that's okay, you can go away. I have a forest lair, I have a jungle as well, and you can collect a bunch of different islands. They all are a part of different biomes, depending on how you want to go about adventuring. And of course, my character that I'm currently playing as is a lizard lady. So part of what we're doing in this game is, you know, these are all a bunch of floating islands. And off there in the distance is our hub world, the City of First Light. And we're kind of curious as to, like, what shattered this world apart. Because there's stuff down there that looks to be a part of the same world, but then there's all these weird floating islands. And no one can remember what happened after the Great Cataclysm. So in order to get some more information on that, and to also get more sweet, delicious loots and such, we go through this rune gate down here, using these little keystone fragments, and then we go on different adventures to different biomes. We can go to forests, the ice realms, the desert, to the mysterious jungle, or even on special magical adventures to, like, you know, like mystical realms of Pompeii and stuff. And currently, I have some quests in my quest book down here amongst all of this jumble of stuff, and these quests change every single day, so you can actually kind of mix and match what stuff you actually want to do. And currently, I need to go and explore an ice biome, I need to go complete my memories mission inside of a fire biome, and also horse around inside of a jungle. Initially, I don't think I'm actually going to do my memories mission, simply because I would much rather introduce you guys and gals at home to the mechanics by visiting the Coliseum, because nothing really says friendship like murdering people for spectators in a Coliseum in the desert, filled with zombies and skeletons and stuff. So we will go in here. So to do that, our character fits the keystone fragments into the portal, and then it springs to life, opening up, well, a rift in space and time. Could be dimensional, we don't actually know yet. I mean, it's an alpha, so a lot of the story hasn't even been written yet. Alright, so here we are. We've arrived inside of what looks like a black desert, and we've gotten a message on our little wayfinding messenger stone here. It's like it's a magical walkie-talkie. So it says here, "Adventure beckons, hero. Explore this island and see if you can what you can find." Alright. So we're here in a Wild Sands Coliseum, and because this game is procedurally generated, or at least quite a bit of it is procedurally generated, you can end up in a lot of different iterations of the same biome. Like, there's a miniature little outpost fortress over here, and over there's the Coliseum, and this music is really loud for me. I might need to control that a little better later. And so our overall mission in here is to explore the Coliseum and murder whatever boss is in the middle of it, or deep underground where the dungeon is. But there's also a lot of little side missions that you can go on. Like, if I just kind of go to any old monument that I see in the distance, I can go over here and I can stab these raw bones and murder them, and get some of their skeletal remains that they drop. And then I'll also get, like, a mission, like currently as I walked over here, I got a quest that said, well, this place is full of scary undead creatures. We're not a big fan of those. Well, I mean, we're alive, and we like to stay alive, and zombies and skeletons, or zombie skeletons, they tend to like it when they add more friends to their group of pals roaming around murdering people. And that's kind of counterintuitive to staying alive and not having your organs all out in the sands. What do I hear? Oh, here. Oh, you just walked through the door. Alright, I can stab you. And you might notice that when I'm fighting in this game, I'm jumping up and attacking, and that's because this game actually has a whole load of contextual controls, as if you're playing in Chivalry Medieval Warfare. So if I jump and I attack, it'll do a plunging attack, and then I can hit my shift key to sprint and it'll do a stabbing attack. So I have a whole bunch of different options there to handle different sets of enemies, because not all enemies can be murdered the same way. And a lot of these adventurers are just running around looking for chests because that's where the best loot spawns from. Either that or killing a big nasty enemy. So here we go, here's a big grand treasure chest. So there's some wax, which is a crafting material in some weapons, and also for a lot of aesthetic objects that you can craft for your home base. Now, let's see here. You can also, I mean, these missions serve two purposes. Like, one of them is you go on little quests, for starters. That's the most obvious one. And for the second one is they're also meant for resource gathering, because you can go to the same biomes over and over again to farm reputation. There's not really levels in the game, but there is reputation with the three major factions in the game. The settlers, which are all about building homes and upgrading your base. The explorers, which obviously is my favorite because I like to roam around stabbing things. And then there's also the PvP folks, because, you know, they like stabbing each other. Just, it's a sporting thing. Because human beings, or lizard people, or monkey people, or I don't know, what else is in the game? Lizards, lion people. Those are the most dangerous predators to hunt. So in this biome, you've got a couple of options for resources. Not a lot of trees, but if you need cactus, obviously the desert is the place to go. And also, there's cute little foxes that you can murder. And I mean, I don't necessarily need to murder foxes, but there are a few sort of quests and recipes that require fox flesh and meat. So sometimes I just kill them there, because they happen to be conveniently along the way to other objectives. Cactus, I don't necessarily know off the top of my head a lot of stuff that uses cactus. There's a lot of turn-in quests that you can get randomly throughout the days that require it, and they will give you some sweet, delicious currency with whatever faction to buy additional blueprints and patterns and stuff that you can use to craft better weapons and awesome swag for your house. Because, I mean, while this isn't a Minecraft clone per se, there is a lot of base building in it, so don't be afraid to engage in some of that. Got some random rabbits roaming around. I see something up here. It looks like a mysterious floating island. I wonder if that's a thing that we can do. It's hard to say, because every time they put out a patch for this game, especially because it's in alpha, there is always a whole host of new, delicious things. Alright, so we can't go in that really evil-looking... Well, we can get up there, but there's really no point. But, that evil floating island is sitting over this cool murdery barracks. And I also see, next to these chickens, there's some ore over here, which I need to collect. Because I mean, you're always crafting new stuff in this game. There's always constant progression, constant new upgrades, and you've always got to be ready for the next challenge or for the next delicious bedpost, because we're always about accessorizing our base and making it all fancy looking. Because you can actually win, like, in-game prizes if you have the sexiest base. If people visit your island and they're like, man, that's a sexy island. It's like a bizarre market with a palace. You can build them as big as you want them to be. And then you can get things like your island won't be deleted every time they roll out a new version of the alpha, along with some extra physical swag, like they send you t-shirts and stuff. And then you can also win in-game, like, exclusive items that are, like, yours and yours alone. So everyone can be like, oh, what's that collectible item? They're like, oh, that's just Larry. He's that cool chupacabra man that won that competition. How do I get in here? This is not offering me an easy pathway. Alright. So this is actually one of the things that can kind of happen with procedural generated games. This base kind of sits on a circular chunk, and it kind of spawned on top of a cylinder, so there are some things that could do with fixing, but not too many. Alright, this place is full of regular cat people. Would it make sense for cats to live in the desert? Is that a thing that they normally do in, like, Africa, the Saharan desert? I don't know that that's a thing. Alright, my hitboxes are being a little janky. Come on, you. I'm gonna stab you. Stab you real good. Playing on a different machine today, with a different field of view, so some of the hitboxes are a little bit fiddly for me. That's fine. These guys aren't a super duper threat to me because I'm not into the boss territory for this area yet. Just murdering a few... Well, I mean, do we even have a quest for here? I don't know that we do. We don't have a call on our little telecommunicator. I guess we'll just look for chests. I mean, if nothing else, you can always look for treasure chests, which might contain an awesome rare pattern. Or there could be a lion inside the house. There's also the possibility of that. Get out of here, tamed lion. Alright, when they flash like that, it means they're charging up an attack and they're about ready to touch your butt. Actually, let me whip out my shield. I think that might actually be important here. No, Mr. Lion, don't touch Larry's bottom with your claws. I need my butt intact for sitting. Oh hey, he dropped a little medallion. Those are important for crafting desert items, which I will go over probably a little later. Or I could go over it now, I suppose. If you look in my inventory, I have some spare items, like some different axes and swords. Oh, ouch, ouch. And basically, each biome has magic, and if you have that themed magic, or genre of magic, people in that biome take extra damage from you. So, that's kinda handy, especially if you do a lot of adventuring. It lets you specialize what kinds of environments you go in. Or if you don't really feel like carrying around spare gear or swapping out, you can get gear that isn't attached to any type of biome. And that's used mostly for PvP, but you can use it for just about anything. Me and my pal, Aimu, Death, somebody who I've played this game with in the past on camera, he tends to go a lot of nondescript, non-specific items, especially when going into, like, challenge missions or challenge portals to go on different adventures. So I'm just gonna finish killing these guys, and this gal. We'll get out of here. Is there a chest in here that I missed? No, we got that one. Alright, I think that's it. Let's hoof it out of here before too many more of these spawn. And if you have an especially powerful weapon, it really doesn't matter what area it's meant for. Like this battle axe that I crafted is for a forest, but clearly it's cleaving the skulls of these cat people in twain just fine. So no worries there. And if we're lucky, I might actually find us a little cave, and I can show you how you farm the magical items in the game. So let's see here. I think we already went to this... Yeah, we already went to that tower. So let's go ahead and explore the Coliseum before we get out of here. I'm not really sure how long it'll take, but it'll certainly be full of lots of sultry murder. In the form of lots of battle contestants. And also a little rift in the ground where it spawned. Okay, we had to kill 10 bloodthirsty bandits in the Coliseum. Alright, that's simple enough. Let's get out the old head splitter and see who we can find. So the thing that I especially enjoy about Skysaga, although I don't always get the most ample opportunity to try it out and play with it, is they do a lot of work to manually design these different areas and environments, even though they are placed sort of procedurally within these different levels, so that they all look unique and they all have interesting architecture that looks very accurate to real-world places. I mean, this isn't exactly a Roman column, but it looks very Coliseum-y. It's properly designed. They did a bit of research in designing this. They didn't just say, like, oh, it's a pit in the ground with some random temple. And you can actually build pretty much everything in this game that you see and put it inside of your building. Unfortunately, you can't just ransack the place for all of its decorative pieces from inside the Coliseum. They'll just fall apart into their component pieces. But there is plenty of stuff that you can build, and you won't have to worry about running out of stuff to customize and personalize your murder island. Especially if you want to create like a floating island cult. The cult of the crusty tube sock or something, I don't know. I need 3 more of you guys. And then I need to defeat 15 savage big cats in their lair, which I don't think I'll do today. Alright, that's you. There are a lot of archers, and if this was the next area, these archers might beat my fanny right up. The difficulty in these levels really ramps up quickly. There we go. Nothing like a 2-for-1 to set the mood. Okay, let's hop down here into the murder pit. Oh, and I ranked up as an explorer. Cool. That's exactly what I want, actually. So let's descend this rope. This is actually a little bit trickier than it looks. They have lots of different objects in this game. They got ropes and ladders, which surprisingly work pretty well. Although, little janky. And now we're inside of an evil, insidious lair. I'm actually going to stop at this campfire so that if I die, I'll actually spawn right here. I won't have to worry about it. But it's also kind of dark in here, which is why one of my item loadouts comes equipped with a torch. You can't go spelunking in sinister murder basements without a torch. Because then things grab your butt, and you're not sure if it's like your friend sneaking up behind you, or if it's like Freddy Krueger. And then things just get awkward. It's terrible. Oh, am I actually going to get that lion quest done today? I think I might. Alright, I'll take it. Why not? And they are really bad at aiming, these little lion cubs. Or I guess they're considered whelps, but I don't know. Would you consider a lion cub a whelp? Not really super familiar with like old world, old school hunting jargon from like hound masters of like old England. They kind of tend, those old culture things tend to have their own little dialogue surrounding them. You go out on the hunt. That's how you can tell if people are in the know, don't you know? Alright, this is getting kind of ridiculous though. I'm gonna get out of here. I'm just gonna run past these lions. It's not always a good idea, especially if you're not a higher level, but sometimes it works out. Is that literally all that's down here? Is just lions and a grotto? I think it is. Which is ever so slightly annoying. Ooh, wait, there is a pit. There is a murder pit. We gotta go deeper, and there's a chest. And the chest is full of wax. It goes to show that in a very random game, sometimes you don't always get what you want. Alright, here we go. Stab this lioness. Perfect. Alright, can I get your hide? There we go. Sometimes you have to prioritize what equipment you get in this game. You gotta dump some items if you want to continue garnering loot for the rest of the adventure. So... Whoa! There's like a lion... Looks like we have the Lion King, no pun intended, in here amidst all of these delicious chests full of loot. Oh yeah, I got a little big game hunter badge. Rank 6 for killing all of these big murdery lionesses. So I kinda always liked that. If you log into your profile in this game, you can actually equip different icons that kind of tell people where you've been, what sort of achievements you've got. Very much like you can get titles in, say, a game like World of Warcraft. So this is a Lion Veteran, which would, to me, indicate that somewhere in here might be like the Lion King. But this is a lesser dungeon that we're starting out with for an episode. So there might not be like a big mega boss. In fact, it looks like there isn't. There's just this guy. I'm gonna call you... I don't know. We'll call you Jerry. Come here, Jerry. This is happening. Just make peace with it. That's right. I know! You just got all of this new sticks and vines installed. The contractors just finished cleaning up after themselves, getting all the spare footprints off of the carpet, and here I am wrecking the place and stabbing you in the face. I understand, sir. It's awkward being king of the lions. You gotta be thinking about the people, but also about your public image and your decor. Because it's all about the decor in this game. Whoever has the most fabulous island is king of, I don't know, the voxelated Fruit Loops, probably. You know, that's actually a commercial that I haven't seen in a while. Fruit Loops commercials. I remember there used to always be a new one, like Toucan Sam and his crazy nephews doing stuff. And then, ow, excuse you, Mr. Lion, I'm trying to kill your boss, which is taking a while. In fact, normally you'd probably want to do this with a friend or two. Just, it's not necessary, but it's certainly a little bit easier to manage, especially because they can have a lot of health pools, and the harder enemies have different abilities that make them trickier to kill. There we go. Murdered you. I'll take that. Now, the one thing that they changed for this alpha that I don't like all that much is it used to be when you reach the end of an adventure and you've done everything and you got into this end dungeon, there used to be an exit portal waiting for you, which I thought paced the game out really, really well. But they took that away, and I just thought that was really disappointing. It took some of the magic out of a game that's basically a bunch of crazy floating islands made of magic. But, you know, to each their own. That's what feedback in the alpha is for. So, it looks like we got a deed to a title for an island, which is cool. So I'm gonna quickly check what's in the rest of these containers, and then we're gonna teleport out of here for right now. Actually, I want that sword blade, so let's get rid of this arrow. Shadow steel edge. Those are just an expensive-y crafting material, so if you can find them in the wild, there's really no reason why you shouldn't just take them. Same with anything that's green, really. Oh, those lions really mean business. I'm gonna get back in here. Alright, so this was the lion's lair inside of a desert Coliseum. So that's a good little sneak peek for you folks at home. I'm gonna go back to my home island via this menu. My little personal teleportation walkie-talkie majigger. So yeah, that is Skysaga in a nutshell. There's a lot of funky story to it, and next episode, we are going to look at going into my story mission quest. So until next time, don't forget to like and subscribe, ladies and gentlemen, and let me know in the comments below what you think about this game, and maybe other voxel-inspired games that you've seen in the past. I know there's actually quite a few of them, and I will catch you guys and gals next time, and in future episodes, we might do like a giveaway for instant access to the game, along with some joining by my pal Slycopper, who is also a part of the Feed Me Pixels staff. So until next time, toodles everybody, and have a good one.